And while there is no official start date, it is only the Acclimator class that was available in huge numbers when the Clone Wars began. But the Venator and Arquitens would be flying away from the Kuat Drive Yard's assembly lines within weeks, and would quickly be seen in every theater of the war. At a cost of 4 million credits, it was only 7% the cost of the Venator, and about half a pelta and 1 million more than the Consular. At a length of 325 meters, a 135 meter width, and a height of 56 meters, it was more than a quarter the length of a Venator, 1/3 the width of an Acclimator, and about as tall as 5.5 ATTEs. Its max acceleration of 1800 Gs makes it more than half the acceleration of the Venator, powered by the same trio of engines that are in the Consular class, giving it a top atmospheric speed of 750 km per hour, making it relatively slow compared to just about all other capital ships. And this difference in colors from the engine has no official explanation, but is believed to be from a different fuel source. Much like how the different types of Tibanna and blasters can be blue or yellow, some ships of the same exact class are shown with different orange or blue engine glows. And while its Class 2 hyperdrive rating puts it about average in general, keep in mind that this time of the galaxy had some of the fastest capital ships in history, with the Venator having a Class 1, something usually only seen in starfighters, and the Acclimator had an incredible Class 0.6, which put it in the league of the Slave 1 and Millennium Falcon. Shielding was generated by projecting layers of deflector shields like an onion, but they hoped that the outermost layer could be refreshed by the time it took you to work through all these layers. The hull itself is likely built in the same style as other Republic capital ships, with layers of overlapping durasteel plating, but there is a quote from Grievous mentioning that it is well armed with a thick hull, though whether it's significantly more thick than the others is unclear. And the arms he's mentioning came in the form of 4 turret-mounted twin light turbolaser batteries, 4 heavy port and starboard quad laser cannon batteries, and 4 variable munition launchers for torpedoes and missiles. Though some would pull off the ventral laser cannon trick seen in the Venator, something General Skywalker came up with and first implemented, which used the laser from the SPHA to melt through ground positions and enemy ships. The unique feature is that all these weapon batteries could be retracted into the hull for a more streamlined profile during atmospheric flight. But I would imagine they would also do this so that they could keep them from being damaged when passing through toxic smog or highly electrically charged alien atmospheres, or through the ice and rocks of planetary rings and asteroid belts. Why risk damaging the weaponry when you can safely put it behind the durable armor plating? Inside, the bridge looks to be about 10 meters deep and 20 meters wide, with panels providing all sorts of battlefront data, and comm stations to reach allies in nearby systems, even all the way back to Coruscant with hyperwave transmitter technology. And though it looks like this door is connected to an elevator, it seems like it's just a hallway, which must connect to the elevators towards the rear. And the pilot's cockpit itself actually looks like something you would see in a freighter, with these 2 captain chairs in this cove. While it hosted a total crew of 100, including the enlisted troops inside, but could also accommodate 100 passengers, and had a cargo capacity of 1,200 tons, equal to the weight of 1,472 dewbacks. This weight was usually used for rations, not canned dew meat, and it would be used during blockade runs to help resupply Republic bases, or help out local populations. And its complement of starfighters from the Clone Wars era is oddly unknown. But since we know that the Imperial Era one had 3 TIE fighters, 2 Lambda-class shuttles, and various speeders, it must have had space for a combo of smaller fighters like the Delta and Eta, or it could be used for just a few ARC-170s, maybe some new-class shuttles, and perhaps even LAAT gunships. Now, it is called a light cruiser, but it is classified as an escort class like the Pelta and Charger, not a true cruiser like the Venator and Dreadnought. During the rescue of Ethkoth and the space battle of Seleucami, Kenobi would use his Arquitens, the Surrogator, to lead an assault with a trio of Charger C-70s in order to distract Grievous's flotilla while Skywalker's team boarded the flagship. While he taunted Grievous, the rest of the Republic fleet popped out of hyperspace.
The enemy ships are faster and more maneuverable. I suggest caution.
As the Chargers zipped around the CIS capital ships, Kenobi inched the Arquitens closer, prompting Grievous to think that he had outmaneuvered the Jedi.
Give me a tractor beam lock on Kenobi's ship and prepare a boarding party.
Kenobi tells Cody that this is to make sure Grievous was focused on them. And moments later, the complex series of tractor beam projectors that line the requisite class were able to force a docking, and the space battle was about to turn into an intense close-quarters firefight. The 212th boys were in position to ambush the boarding party, but the agility of the commando droids overwhelmed them, and forced a reunion with these Clone Wars rivals. Sabers clashed and the fight spills into the bridge, where the blades would slice through crucial computer systems. And after Grievous tactically withdrew from the fight, the Requisite opened up and destroyed the Arquitens' engines. Eventually the docking tube would break off as well, and the ship was experiencing a chain reaction of failures that would take the lives of these brave clones.